Huge win last night. We're leading off the show with the Red Wings 2-0 win over the Colorado Avalanche, getting some revenge after the Avs absolutely embarrassed the Red Wings 5-0 at Little Caesars Arena on Saturday. The Red Wings bounce back, and they get the win. And this win is a lot bigger for this Red Wings team than you might realize. Obviously, you're able to beat the best team in the NHL on their home ice. I mean, it's already good enough as like, wow, that's a huge win for this Red Wings team. But I mean, just some of these numbers, how crazy it is. So, of course, the game starts with Marco Kasper, early goal. You know, a little bit of a bounce on a shot attempt from the Avs. Lucas Raymond gets it in the open ice and then able to find Marco Kasper. Nice pass in front of that. I mean, this was like pinpoint, frame perfect pass, if you will, for Lucas Raymond. Able to get it through the legs of Cale Makar. And did it in a way where Mackenzie Blackwood, the Avs goaltender, thought it was a shot. And it just perfectly came and just slid across the crease. Net was wide open on the back door. Kasper able to bury it home. 33 seconds in, Red Wings already lead 1-0. And the strong play that they had the rest of the first period, able to go into the second period with the lead. You know, that's huge because I'm sure if you watched the game on, what was it, ESPN, ABC, whatever, on Saturday between these two teams, they had a graphic on the screen of the Avs have an insane record this season leading after the first period. I'm pretty sure, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it's something along the lines of only one regulation loss this season when the Avs are leading after the first period. So huge for the Red Wings to get the very early lead. And they pretty much, whatever the Kings did to the Red Wings last week, that's exactly what the Red Wings did to the Avs in this game. Just played a very ugly, physical game. The Red Wings definitely, they saw that game on Saturday, how it played out, and they're like, we got to counter this. And they made the adjustments. They changed kind of the style that the Red Wings normally play with. And again, played a little bit more of that bruising, low-scoring, ugly hockey kind of style. And it worked. The Avs had a lot of difficulties in this game setting up in the zone, getting some quality shots. They did have some quality shots, let me tell you. We're going to get to John Gibson in a moment, but the Red Wings able to more or less limit the typical Avs effectiveness in terms of just peppering you with shot after shot after shot, extended time in the offensive zone, just wearing you down. They really prevented the Avs from really getting comfortable in the offensive zone. And especially, keeping the puck away from guys specifically like Nathan MacKinnon and Cale Makar. As soon as those guys touch the puck, they get, one or two guys swarming, force them to pass it away. Don't let them create anything. And then meanwhile, the Red Wings offensively, they were able to get some pretty good chances themselves. Besides that initial goal by Marco Kasper, but man, I think it was after they got that early goal, they were just like, all right, we're gonna focus a little bit more defensively in this one. Got to focus on the defensive side of the ice. And again, to shut out this Avs team is impressive. Not only from the standpoint that the Avs, this is the first time they've been shut out this entire season. As crazy as it is to believe, this is the first time this season that the Avs have been shut out. But not only that, this is the first time in 2 seasons that the Avs have been shut out at home. Obviously, the Avs, one of the strongest home performing teams in the NHL. Yeah, all of this season and all of last season, the Avs have not been shut out at home a single time. Last time they got shut out at home, again, 2 seasons ago, April 13th, 2024. So nearly 2 full years since the Avs were last shut out at home. Absolutely tremendous. Tremendous performance by this Red Wings team to completely shut down this high-caliber Avs team. And it obviously, besides that, the Red Wings finally get a win at Ball Arena. The last time that the Red Wings got a win in Colorado, period, was that 2016 Centennial Classic or whatever, Stadium Series game at Coors Field where the Rockies play. The Red Wings won that game, and that's the last time the Red Wings beat the Avs in Colorado. And the last win at Ball Arena, before that, it was named the Pepsi Center, was 2015, February 5th, 2015. I hadn't even met my wife yet, and we've been together a long time. And it was before we even met that year. That's the last time that the Red Wings got a win in that building. So, I mean, again, just some of these, stats and facts. The more that you look at with this game, just the more impressive this win gets for this Detroit Red Wings team. And last but not least, John Gibson, absolutely tremendous in this game. And again, obviously he did get pulled in the Saturday game against the Avs. Only one of those goals, in my opinion, he should have had. Truly. It was that first goal with Burns, just kind of, side of the goal, just a shot, buried at top corner. I mean, Gibson should have had that one, but the other goals, don't really blame him on that, so I don't really blame him for the performance on Saturday, but man, this guy stepped up big time. This guy made so many great saves. So many wide open nets. I was like, oh, geez. Here we go, tie game. But no, didn't happen. This guy repeatedly stepped up. And he gets a shutout. Another shutout. I believe his 4th shutout of the season. They showed on the screen last night for FanDuel Sports Detroit that John Gibson's .938 save percentage on the road is the highest road save percentage of any goaltender this season. So John Gibson, road warrior. And what a huge win. I mentioned the team has been kind of struggling the last few games with Simon Edvinsson hurt. Winning 1 out of the 5 games that he had missed going into this game. But what a bounce back for this Red Wings team. And with all these different home and home matchups that the Red Wings have had this season, to get a split with this team. And it just shows you why I'm, really optimistic for this Red Wings team. Not only in their ability to finally make it back into the playoffs this year, but also from the standpoint of what are playoff series all about. They're about your ability. It's that chess match, your ability to make adjustments and counter what your opponent's coming in with. And your opponents, try to change things up. They counter, and then you counter those counters. And the Red Wings' ability to, all right, we got embarrassed on Saturday. We're going to regroup. We're going to watch the film. How are we going to change our approach? How are we going to change our game plan to, try to get this next one against this Avs team? And man, those adjustments. Todd McClellan, I tip my cap to you, sir. The adjustments made, as I mentioned, the Red Wings, exactly what the Kings did to the Red Wings last week, that's what the Red Wings did to the Avs last night. Just low scoring, physical, bruising, ugly hockey. But again, it worked. The first home shutout that the Avs have suffered in 2 seasons, and first of this season, period, and completely shut down the Avs. Obviously, on top of that, you needed the great goaltending by John Gibson, key cog of that, but the play of the team in front to just make it tough for the Avs to even get set up in the offensive zone, get some shot opportunities, get comfortable there. Didn't really give them time to set up shop. So the Red Wings, huge 2-0 win over the Colorado Avalanche on the road. And the Red Wings get one more game. They have one more game before the Olympic break. It is tomorrow on the road against the Utah Mammoth. And then that's it until the end of this month after the Olympic break. But I'm happy with this one. You kind of get nervous, kind of get a little bit worried. With that stretch, only 1 win out of 5 coming into this one against the Avs. But hey, what a bounce back. I can't say it enough. Just insane. Great win for this Red Wings team over the Avs. And again, I've seen my share of games in that stretch. Going to Ball Arena, obviously before that, going to Pepsi Center as a Red Wings fan, and then just seeing the Red Wings get smoked. And that's how it's been really in that stretch. Because obviously in that time, these two teams on different trajectories. The Avs, of course, rise to be a perennial Stanley Cup contender. Obviously, they won the Stanley Cup in 2022, while the Red Wings have been in a lengthy, at times very disappointing rebuild. But obviously, the Red Wings are finally turning it around. And it just feels good. Even though I couldn't be there last night, it felt good to see this Red Wings team get that win in that building. Because, man, it has been quite some time. I've had to do my walks of shame walking down the escalator and out those doors out of that building several times in the last, 10 years. Watching the Red Wings play the Avs. They're in Denver, Colorado. So I am happy. That's all you need to know. I slept good last night after watching that Red Wings win.
If you missed today's installment of On the Docket, podcast it at foxsports1019.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to tune in live weekdays at noon on Jackson's Fox Sports 101.9 FM.